From the city beautiful Chicago, Illinois, WGN Sports presents White Sox baseball. Paul Konerko, Alex Rios, A.J. Pierzynski and the Sox as they get set to butt heads with Billy Butler and the Kansas City Royals. Hi, everybody, and welcome. With Steve Stone, I'm Ken Harrelson as we get set to bring you Game 2 of this 3-game set and Game 2 of this 10-day, 9-game homestand. 3 with these guys, 3 with Minnesota on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and then finish it off next weekend, 3 against the Tigers. So the Sox overcame a couple of things last night. A couple of balks called by the home plate umpire, something I've never seen. Anyway, they won that ball game 4-3, and they come in at 78 and 63, 15 games over, 5 games back in Minnesota. And tonight, Edwin Jackson to the bump.
Couldn't have a better man on the mound than Edwin Jackson. He's 3-0 since putting on this White Sox uniform. He's thrown 6 pretty good games, his ERA just over 2. But lifetime against this Royal team, his ERA up over 5, and he's a 500 pitcher against them. Cal Davies goes to the mound for the Royals, and he's having a tough year. He's 7-9, his ERA up over 5. Against the Sox, he's also a 500 pitcher, but his ERA over 5 also. So you have a battle of right-handers. Our right-hander has a little better stuff than their right-hander. Hopefully we win the second game of the series, and Cleveland helps us again.
All right, sit back, relax, and strap it down. White Sox baseball coming your way. Chicago White Sox baseball is brought to you by Triple Hops Brewed Miller Lite. Taste greatness. By Illinois Lottery's newest game, Powerball. Wednesday and Saturday jackpots start at $20 million. And by Ford. Drive one, better yet, get to your local Ford store. Drive them all. Focus to Fusion to F-150. There's a Ford for you.
Tuesday's Mega Millions jackpot is worth $44 million. Tonight's game is available in Spanish on your SAP audio setting provided by WRTO La Tremenda, Chicago's Spanish language sports leader. Ozzie a little bit happier tonight than he was last night after a stirring comeback in the 8th inning. Combined with the Minnesota loss, and the Sox find themselves 5 games back heading into action tonight. Edwin Jackson has been almost letter perfect as a member of the Sox rotation in 6 games. His ERA just a touch over 2. He's 3-0. This Kansas City team has given him some problems. There are a lot of contact hitters. They don't hit the ball out of the ballpark very much. But they're a team that's been among the top 3 offensively in the American League all year long. Kansas City comes in last place at 57 and 83. They're a half game behind Cleveland. Both have been mathematically eliminated at this point. As far as the Sox are concerned, 39 and 27 at home. And Kansas City 26 and 46 on the road. So they've really struggled. And one of the heroes of last night, Brent Morel. He stepped up early, his first at bat. And Bruce Chin threw him a low fastball, and he took it out over the center field wall. First major league hit, first major league RBI, and of course on his first major league home run, and that's a very happy young man, and you couldn't get that smile off his face for at least 5 innings. Let's take a look at how Ned Yost is going to line him up. It's going to be Blanco leading off, then Meyer, Butler, Kawahui, Benedict, Gordon, Pena, former White Sox Chris Getz, and Betancourt. Leading the Royals with 69 runs batted in. And the defense behind Jackson left to right, Pierre Rios and Katse. In the infield, Vizquel, Ramirez, Beckham, and Konerko. A.J. Przinsky, one of the big heroes of last night's game behind the plate. And Edwin Jackson on the hill looking for his 4th win in this his 7th start. When he gets that slider over the plate, it just sinks out of sight, and he's awfully tough to hit. 9 walks, 51 strikeouts in 44 innings as a member of the White Sox rotation. The umpires, Dan Bellino behind the plate, Rob Drake is at first, Joe West is at second, and Angel Hernandez is at third. It is a beautiful night for baseball. Weather forecast is no rain. That blew out of here this morning and afternoon. But the temperatures are cool, the humidity is down, and as they throw the ball around the infield, we're ready for baseball. And I am ready to turn it over to my play-by-play partner, Hawk Harrelson.
All right, Stone Pony, thank you. And once again, good evening, everyone, and welcome to White Sox baseball right here for WGN Sports. So happy you could join us for game 2 of this big 3-game series. 21 games left in the season, and we have to win our fair share of them. So here we go. Gregor Blanco gets set to lead it off against our 26-year-old right-hander, Edwin Jackson. Blanco, 1 for 4 last night, comes in hitting at .236, a homer. He's driven in 7, takes first pitch strike.
We saw last night that it's good to keep Blanco off base. He's one of their better base stealers.
Well, it's hard to keep guys close when every time you go over there somebody calls a balk, especially from home plate. As I mentioned in the opening, Angel Hernandez did something last night I've never seen in 51 years in this game. And Steve, you are an outstanding pitcher, a former Cy Young Award winner. I've never seen a home plate umpire call a balk on a pitcher on his move to first base and explain to the viewers why.
Well, one of the things you can't do from behind the plate is, because of your depth perception, you can't really see an angle if the guy actually brings his foot back over the pitching rubber or not, or his knee. You just don't have the proper perspective.
Well, that call he made last night was totally BS because of the fact he waited until after, there's Hernandez, he waited until after he got picked off and then called it a balk rather than calling it a balk immediately.
Well, in the Oswald That Ends Well column, made it tougher on Mark Burley, but at the end of the day, his offense, with some generosity from a very porous Royal defense, the worst in the American League, by the way, opened the door. The Sox stormed through. They won a ball game on a night when Cleveland beat Minnesota.
And the payoff pitch. So he walks him.
That's one thing you didn't want to do with Blanco, because he's one of the keys to this offense. He's been successful 90% of the time, 9 out of 10 in stolen bases.
Well, last night those 2 balks put men in scoring position instead of having 1 out that he picked off, and both of them scored.
Yes, they did.
And everybody in the American League knows what's going on with this crew in the White Sox. With Joe West, that's up high to Meyer, and the count, ball 1. Everybody in the American League knows it, and everybody in the American League front office knows it, and everybody who's running the umpires, Mike Port, knows it. And Mike, I understand, is a guy who schedules the crew's assignments. And for him to have scheduled this crew here in the pennant race, either he's not doing his homework or he's very derelict in his duties. One and 0.
That one almost thrown away as Jackson went over there quickly. And Paul had to backhand that ball actually to his glove hand side, which is something you don't normally see.
There's a strike. Meyer, 3 for 8 lifetime off Edwin. He comes in hitting at 255. 5 homers, 36 knocked in.
Grounded into 3 double plays this year. Very low total in 326 at bats. So he does have pretty decent speed.
And here at beautiful USA Field, 330 down the left field line, 335 down the right field line, 375 in the gaps and 400 straightaway center. High pop up. Alex busting it coming in. Now Juan making the call. Attaboy. An easier play for him than it would be for Alexei, keeping moving back. So 1 out.
Ramirez calls for it. Rios is coming on, and then at the end of the day, Juan Pierre streaks across and makes the play.
So here's their best hitter, Billy Butler, hitting at 310, 11 homers and 64 knocked in.
He can ground into some double plays. 26 of them this year. Edwin's pretty quick to home plate, and when you've got a guy that's grounded into 26 double plays, I would be thinking Ned Yost, somewhere in this sequence, is going to send Blanco.
Royals come in at 26 and 46 on the road. They're hitting at 272 as a club with a 5.04 team ERA. And this is the 17th meeting of the year between these two clubs. In the first 16, Kansas City has played us really tough. We have won 9 and they have won 7.
Butler hasn't really shown the kind of power that he has because he plays in a ballpark that's not conducive to power. In our ballpark, those line drive doubles usually would go out of the park. He is a very strong young man.
Yep. And the count 3-0. Last time out, Edwin had some control problems as opposed to his first 5 starts.
He was throwing strike 1 and strike 2 most of the time.
In those 5 starts, yes. And turns in loose 3-0. Why not? Best hitter on the team. Pops it up. And that's out number 2. Here's Keela. Kawahui, first baseman, hitting at 193 homers. He's driven in 10. Takes first pitch strike.
It's a pretty decent power, but doesn't get a chance to apply it at the major league level all that often.
Bronco, as Steve mentioned, 9 for 10 in stolen bases. And that ball hammered. Got to cut it off, Mark. He will. He'll get it back in. Good job by KCA. Got a good jump on it. Got over there. So 2 out runners at the corners.
At this point, we have to be fairly happy that Blanco didn't run any time in the sequence of the first two hitters. Otherwise, it would be a 1-0 Kansas City lead. Now we got to get by Betancourt, who last night didn't swing the bat like he did against us in Kansas City.
Well, Kansas City, he got a lot of fastballs, letter high, right down the middle.
He got 3 strikeouts and a harmless fly ball to right field last night.
So here's Betterman, hitting at .297, 10 homers, he's driven in 30, takes first pitch strike. Outfield about equidistant. Not spread out that much and slightly to the left. There it is. The disappearing slider in the count 0-2.
That slider's down there. I don't care right-handed, left-handed, doesn't really matter. Ball comes up. He throws it hard, 89 miles an hour, but it just goes away. It's there one instant and gone the next. Now they're going to go to the high heat and try to throw that face-high fastball by him.
And there's a broken bat base hit. So the leadoff walk is going to come around and score on that little duck snort. And they get him at first. Made a lazy turn. Betterman did. But the broken bat single. And we'll go to the bottom of the first. It is Kansas City 1 and the good guys coming to think.
Manny Ramirez looking for his first run driven in as a member of the Sox. Brzezinski, Kotsay, Ramirez, and Beckham rounded out. The defense behind Davies, left to right, Gordon, Blanco, and Mayer. The infield, Betancourt, Betterman at third, Betancourt at short, then Getz, Kawahui. And we've got Pena behind the plate and Kyle Davies on the hill. CRA up over 9, giving up more hits than innings pitched. And he's been touched for 18 home runs, the high total.
And before we show you our picks to click, you at home select yours as Juan Pierre takes first pitch, strike 1. Juan comes in hitting at .275 a homer. He's driven in 38. He was 1 for 4 last night. And the count very quickly, 0-2 from the 27-year-old right-hander. Sox come in 78 and 63, 15 games over, hitting at .269 as a club. They go to come backward, and that's out number 1.
Let's take a look where AJ wants it. He wants a face-high fastball, and instead he gets one thigh-high. That's why Betterman was able to break the bat, muscle it out into right field. But as Wilson takes a nap at first base, he's cut down. We get out of the inning, but not until the Royals score a run.
And here's Omar. Alomar hitting at 290, a couple of homers. He's driven in 28. And the count 0-2.
Davies started his career with the Atlanta Braves way back in 2001. Surfaced in the major leagues in 05, got to Kansas City in 07. He's 12 under 500 lifetime.
Sox 12 over here at home at 39-27. 39-36 on the road. That's high and wide, 2-2. Ball hit sharply. Kilhui's got it, and that's out number 2. And right now, let's check out tonight's Dodge Picks to Click. The man's yard director crew with KCA. Stone Pony's going with Alex Rios and Laura Fressel out in Arizona watching it tonight. Hi, Laura. Wife of our good friend Vinny Fressel. We're going to go with Manny and try to get him on the right track. And for more information on that entire vehicle lineup, log on to Dodge.com or stop by your Chicagoland or Northwest Indiana Dodge dealer. There's a solid single.
Davies can't really afford to miss his spot with the fastball. Number 1 doesn't move all that much, and number 2, it's not overpowering. That time you throw a fastball right down the middle, you see where Pena wants it, but you see where it winds up. And when you get that much of the plate to a guy who's hitting as well as Alex is hitting, it's usually going to cost you a hit.
So here's Paulie. Paulie at 316, 33 homers, 98 knocked in. Paulie has hit Davies well, 8 for 15 with a homer. There he goes. Pena with a throw. So he will pick up his 33rd stolen base.
Pena made it closer than it should have been because Alex got a very good jump. And with no slide step, this ball is close enough. But fortunately, the ball and Alex get to the spot at the same time. I think Chris Getz thought that he held on to it because he showed it to Joe West, only he didn't have the ball.
Oh, empty pocket trick. Here's the 1-strike pitch.
There's some nachos, not too bad. Some jalapenos on there. Could do without those.
Good for you, Hill. Here's the 1-1.
Davies is using a few more cutters than he had before. He was a big overhand curveball pitcher along with the fastball. He does throw a pretty good changeup, although we haven't seen it yet. That looked like a cutter that went out of the zone to Paul.
Outfield straight up.
Pena has his fingernails covered with whiteout. So when he puts down the signs, Davies is able to see his fingers. A lot of catchers don't like to do that too much. There you see. Easy to read the signs.
And the 1-2 pitch. Tried the blueprint right there. Didn't work.
Manny Ramirez in the on-deck circle. Seems to be pretty good hitting weather tonight. Each would have a big advantage against Davies.
Good check. Full count.
Another one of those cutters, and Paul realizing that that ball was going to wind up off the plate. Ran the count full.
Two out in the payoff pitch. There's a good at bat. After falling down 1-2. There they are. Congratulations go out. They'll have the wedding dress and veil on, the tux. Spending the first evening here at a White Sox game. So here's Manny. Manny hitting at 259.7 for 27.
They've been getting inside on him, but Davies doesn't have that kind of fastball. So that's what will give Manny an advantage here. Lucas Harrell. Age-old tradition. A little bubble gum and a cup.
Big hole out there in left center. Manny just underneath it. Two on, two out, nothing in one to count. There it was right there. He got it and couldn't do anything with it. So the count nothing in two.
See where Pena wants it. He wants it inside. And that ball was on the inner third, but very hittable.
That was his wheelhouse right there. And he coming off of it just a little bit with his upper half. And he says he's just trying to get back in shape with the bat. Lays off that one, and the count 1-2. Good speed at second with Rios. Paulie at first. Got him on the outside corner, says Bellino. And that'll be Charlie side. After one, it is 1-0 Royals. It is 1-0 bad guys here in the top of the second inning. Gordon, Pena, and Getz to face Edwin Jackson. Alex Gordon, 26-year-old former third baseman. Now they got him in the outfield, hitting at .236, 7 homers, but he's only driven in 16.
Gordon had some big hip problems, and that certainly retarded his progress. The second player picked in the first round by these Royals. All kinds of promise out of Nebraska. And some power.
And he also has a big swing. It looked like when he first came in, we first saw him in spring training. There's a shot. It looked like he was going to be just an absolute all-star. With a proviso that he learned how to cut down that swing just a hair.
He still can do that now that he's entirely healthy. He got his shot coming up in 07. Just a fastball right down the middle, and with Edwin falling behind, even on guys that are hitting in 230s, you're not going to have a whole lot of luck.
Well, Kansas City can single and double you to death. They had a whole bunch of home runs. They have 96. Edwin has good enough stuff to where he can pitch from behind on occasion, but not on a consistent basis.
Not down to left-handers. And Pena had a good night last night, a couple of hits and 4 at-bats. He's a good, solid contact hitter who's trying to pull the ball here.
And he will. He's a switch hitter. So that's a productive at bat. 1 out, and Gordon into third. And a reminder, prorated White Sox season ticket plans are still available for the remainder of the season, and fans that purchase the final 16 games and place a deposit towards 2011 will receive the opportunity to purchase 2010 postseason tickets. So call 312-674-1000 or visit whitesox.com.
Chris Getz, who has great speed, is hit with the infield in at all 4 positions.
Wow. Beckham now goes to third base, and then they're going to get him.
Bad choice by Gordon Beckham for the simple reason that Alex Gordon, wasn't off the bag all that far. I know he came across, and he got to the ball quickly enough. Had to play at first, chose to go to third. And this is just a question of lack of experience. Now that's a ball that Jackson has to make the play on, because that was to his glove side, and it looked like he thought the ball was hit harder than it was. Let's see if we can get out of this inning.
So here's Betancourt. Hitting at .263, 15 homers, but he's knocked in 69. Take strike 1.
Betancourt, the team leader in runs batted in. That's something you see from the 9-hitter too often. Also a guy who drew a base on balls last night, just his 16th and 476 at bats. So he swings at just about everything. And we certainly could use a double play.
He's also the team leader in home runs. So that play is going to cost us a run. As Gordon will score, and it is 2-0.
RBI number 70 for Yuniesky Betancourt. He didn't get the bat on the ball. Hit it far enough. Drive home the run.
Well, boys, I can tell you this, that we got 21 games counting tonight, which we have got to win our big fair share of, including the 3 coming up Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday against Minnesota. And we cannot afford to give up any runs.
Now, for the defense has been a bit porous over the last 16 games.
If it remains that way, we lose. So here is Blanco. He walked, he scored last inning. So they had a leadoff walk that came around. They had a gift run right here, the play that Gordon did not make and get the out. Inning should be over. Chris Getz. 13 for 15 in stolen bases. And you got the leadoff man up with 2 down. So if he doesn't go somewhere in this sequence, something's wrong someplace.
Ned Yost has not shown to be particularly aggressive, although this team overall has stolen 93 bases. This is the ideal running situation. Because if you're Ned Yost, worst case scenario, you lead off next inning with Blanco.
Well, if the count does get to 2-1 without him going, he'll probably be going on 2-1. There he goes. Pitch out. Safe.
I guess right on a pitch out. Not a particularly good throw. As Chris Getz swipes another one. It's 14th.
You see how slow Edwin was, even on the pitch out, to get the ball to home plate.
That ball hit the grass, bouncing to second.
And there's a base hit. So we're going to give them up at least 2 gift runs here in this inning. As here's the throw to second base.
And Ramirez thought he had him. An unusual slide by Blanco. Goes as a run batted in. For Blanco, the 8th. We'll take another look at it. That's a slider that stays up. KCA comes over, makes a pretty decent throw to second base. Looks like he's out. I think he tagged him right in the chest.
If he did, he was out, because both his hands came off the bag. But we're not going to get anything from Joe West, you know that, at all. Or Angel Hernandez. Anything questionable goes to Kansas City. And that ball off Pollard, can't control it. So just that one little play by Beckham is causing a lot of extra pitches, and so far 2 gift runs.
Meyer hit that one awfully hard. And it does go as a base hit.
So here's Butler. And that'll retire the side, but 2 gift runs cross the plate. And we go to the bottom of the second, trailing 3-0.
is on the bag at that point.
So that's another blown call by Joe West going in favor of the opposition. And Joe, of course, you know, is so big now that he has trouble getting position on some plays.
See what's new from AT&T. Visit www.att.com.
And another tidbit here, in an ESPN magazine, I guess not too long ago, they had a confidential ballot from all the players in the American and National League.
I saw that.
And they voted on the 3 worst umpires in baseball. Number 1 was C.D. Buckner. Number 2 was Joe West, and the third one was Angel Hernandez. And we've got 2 of those guys in this group that we're trying to win a pennant with. Two and 1 to count to AJ. 2 of the top 3 in this group.
50%.
And that's into left field. So there's out number 1.
AJ came through with a ringing double last night. Hitting by Blanco in center field is not an easy thing to do. He's got great speed. That double scored the tying and go-ahead run. And then Chris Sale came in a role that he couldn't have been all that familiar with. He recorded his second save, but Ozzie shows a lot of confidence in the young left-hander.
There's the strike. Well, we told you who the 3 worst umpires were. The 3 best that the players voted. Jim Joyce was number 1, Tim McClellan number 2, and Jim Wolf number 3. Those were the 3 best. As I mentioned, Buckner, Joe West, and Angel Hernandez were the 3 worst.
So much for a confidential survey.
Well, confidential in respect to the names of the players, of the voters, not the votees. Yeah.
Now, foul tip that he's saying, and Dan Bellino said that got a piece of the bat. Of course, Angel Hernandez concurs from 120 feet away.
He went anyway, even without the foul tip.
It doesn't appear that he did tip it, but he's a strikeout victim one way or the other.
There's a shot. It's hard for old Joe to get in good position here. Oh, and 2 the count to Alexei, hitting at 278, 16 homers, 59 knocked in. Breaking pitch. Letterman. Low throw. Wow. Wow. Meanwhile, 3-0 Kansas City. First pitch strike for Keohui. Keela hitting it. 190 coming in. And get that one. He's single. Back in the first inning. Very strong. Hawaiian. Three, 5-0 for their guys. No runs, 1 hit, no errors for our guys. And Paulie gets a glove on it, but that's going to be a base hit.
That's another rocket. And what the left-handers of Kansas City have shown tonight is if you get the ball down to them, especially on the inner half, they're going to hit it awfully hard. This is a team that's been in the top 3 in hitting all year long, and even with a few members gone, that slider is not going in the dirt. It's staying about knee high, maybe a little lower, and the left-handers are taking advantage of it tonight.
Kansas City 3rd in the American League. And hitting. They're hitting at 272, which is 3rd in the league. Cincinnati leading the National League in hitting at 272.
Hard to believe Benjamin has only grounded into 1 double play all year. He's not all that fast.
2-0 the count. Couple of finals. Florida beat Washington 4-1 in D.C. Mets at home against the Phillies. Mets won it 4-3. 11th inning, bottom of the 11th inning, Atlanta. Rays and the Cardinals are tied at 3. San Diego shuts out the Giants 1-0. They've been getting some good pitching in that series.
Terrific pitching. In fact, it was 1-0 in yesterday's game. Jackson doesn't get Betterment. Don Cooper's going to have to go out and have a word with him because the control just hasn't been quite there yet.
There's a strike. Gordon on deck.
Here is Don Cooper. Fine pitching coaches in all of baseball.
Out of play. Full count. And a reminder, this is your chance to win a Freddie Garcia jersey and tell the White Sox what you think. Simply log on to your computer and take a quick survey. Your answers are confidential, so visit whitesox.com/survey. You must complete the survey before tonight's game ends. Slaps that one into the seats for a souvenir.
You catch a break there because that ball was a good foot outside and would have been ball 4. And you've got Alex Gordon in the on deck circle. Seven guys swinging the bat from the left side against Edwin Jackson tonight.
Another ball 4. And that's out number 1. Well, left-handers hitting at 267 against Edwin. Right-handers hitting at 258.
Say a big hello to a White Sox fan looking on, Charles People.
So here's Gordon. He doubled to lead off last inning and scored.
And reached back out a little something extra and got that ball higher than he's been throwing most of them today.
back. And another souvenir. Yes, he did. He gone. First strikeout for Jackson.
That in itself should tell you that he's battling his control somewhat, because 3 games in a row, he struck out double figures. Something that hasn't been done too often for a White Sox pitcher.
Pena takes it high and wide. He grounded out to Beckham, but that got the job done because Gordon had let off last inning with that 2-base hit. And there's a strike.
Pena's a good hitter, and he usually hits the ball where it's pitched. Being a switch hitter, that's a big advantage. Getting his opportunity to show what he can do behind the plate. The property of the Atlanta Braves.
That's into left field. Got to cut it off. He can't do it. So the run will score, and it's a 4-0 Kansas City lead.
RBI number 13, the 8th double of the year for Pena. His 3rd hit in a game and a third.
And that's foul. Gets it into a 4-5 fielder's choice last inning. And that was the play right there that actually gave Kansas City, it was going to give them 2 gift runs. Another foul, and the count 1-2.
Get Gordon at third, and Beckham comes across thinking he can make the play at third. He can't, and that double clutch, he had all kinds of time to right himself, make the play at first. He double clutched through the third. Didn't get him.
He gets the out at first. Gordon would remain at third with 2 down, and then Betancourt hit the fly ball to center field. Instead of being the 3rd out, it was a sacrifice fly.
There's a wild pitch. Ball hits the heel of AJ's glove and bounds away. For Jackson, that's wild pitch number 4 as a member of the White Sox, and number 17 this year overall.
High pop up. KCA. But they're going to pick up another one. We'll go to the bottom of the 3rd. We got some work to do.
Tonight's U.S. Cellular text poll question, believe in something better, is: should contending teams switch to a 4-man rotation in September? A is yes, B is no. Just text A or B 97999 and watch for the results later in the game. What do you think about that 4-man rotation in September?
It's entirely dependent upon the individuals you have on your pitching staff.
It's personnel. I think it comes down to a personnel move as opposed to a blanket statement about what team should do what.
In 05, for an example, coming down the stretch, you know, we had that big lead and then we blew a lot of that, and Cleveland was just playing magnificent baseball. We had all 4 of our starters go to Ozzie and tell him, if you want a 4-man rotation, let's do it. Let's do it. Every one of them went to him on an individual basis and said, I'll be glad to go in a 4-man rotation for him. Now that's not the rule. That's the exception. There's a strike, and the count 3-1 to Beckham.
Use a little help here from Davies with a base on ball or so.
And that catches the corner. As you well know, there are some pitchers, if you go to them and say, we need you to go in the 4-man rotation for the last month, they look at him like he's crazy.
Yes.
What are you talking about?
Well, they would say, I don't mind going to 4-man rotation. I'll just give you a good solid 3. So if you can cover the other 18 outs, I can get you 9.
Knock yourself out.
That's it.
And once again, the payoff. And once again, a souvenir.
Davies acquired by Kansas City. They changed for Octavio Dotel. Dotel going to the Braves and Davies coming to the Royals.
So he comes back from a 3-0 count. And that's out number 1.
Last night it was Betancourt's errant throw that opened the door to a big 3-run 8th. He got under a ball. It sailed to first base. Lexi was able to beat it because he wasn't doing his own umpiring. He just hustled down the line. You have to credit him for that, putting the pressure on Betancourt, and that opened the door.
First pitch strike to 1. Field swung well around to the left. Gordon fairly short, as much as some left fielders, as he fakes the bunt, takes the ball.
I would say Gordon is a whole lot deeper than most.
The way they play one.
One loves to flip the ball out that way. Benjamin, who's very shallow at third base, daring him to bunt.
That's up high, 2-1. Three balls and a strike, so he went 3-0 on Beckham. Came back and got him after a few foul balls. And now 3-1 on Pierre. It's full. 4-7-0 for the Royals, 0-1-0 for our Sox.
Marvin Vizquel waiting in the on-deck circle. He's just had a magnificent year in every aspect of the game.
Another foul ball. And a reminder, you can stop by the Comcast Fundamentals deck at US Cellular Field for the ultimate game day experience. You can visit the Comcast dugout to see official White Sox equipment, take photos next to life-size player cutouts, and listen to updates about the Sox pitching staff on the Xfinity Voice dugout phone, all brought to you by Comcast. Hui. 2 down.
Sometimes you got to be a little lucky as far as what's being hit at you. Hui has had some pretty easy choppers hit to him. Ground balls, not a whole lot on him. The other side of the field, Paul is getting some rockets up that first base side.
Breaking ball low. Omar grounded out to Kahui. And he's got a 2-0 count. Three and nothing. So he's been 3 balls on every hitter here in the bottom of the third. And this will be pitch number 51 coming up.
Keep it live for Alex, who swings very well against Davies.
And the 3-1 pitch. Takes it up, and there's ball 4.
Second walk by Kyle Davies. The only man who has a Sox hit tonight steps up.
Placed a sharp single into left field. Takes ball 1. Shortstop, Betancourt up with it, over to Getz. They force Vizquel, that'll do it. We're into the 4th, and we have no runs. They have 2. Four 4-0 Royals. First pitch to Betancourt here in the top of the 4th. Popped up. One pitch, 1 out.
Well, it was an interesting sign. Doesn't know she's on camera.
Here's Blanco. A walk, a double, a run scored as he takes ball 1.
Edwin is yet to retire Gregor Blanco. 2 at bats.
There's a strike. And the count 1-2. Outfield around to the left. He gone. Two down. Second strikeout. And that'll bring up Myers.
That one had pretty good movement and was in a perfect spot.
Takes ball 1. Meyer 1 for 2. Pop up to left and a hard single. Jacks it up in the count 3-0. There's one.
Meyer did not play last night because Mark Burley, the left-hander, started.
That's fouled. Here, that room. Makes it. And that'll do it. 1-2-3 inning. First 1-2-3 inning for Edwin Jackson. Bottom of the 4th inning, 4-0 bad guys, and not a bad inning for us to try to get something going.
And hopefully they know just exactly what Davies is doing at this point. Last inning he fell behind each and every one of the hitters. That doesn't bode well for him. Let's see if we can take advantage of it now.
Part of our order. Canerco to lead it off. Manny on deck. There's a shot. Good start. Down into the corner. So Pauly will pull up with his 29th two-bagger.
First ball fastball, and it's on the inner third, and Paul crushes it into the corner. A very promising way to start the 4th inning. Second time through the order. So far, Davies hasn't gotten a lot over but the fastball.
So here's Manny. He was called out on a fastball that a little too close to take with 2 strikes. Checks it up, takes ball 1. Rain delay in Cleveland as they are hosting the Twinkies. Well, Carmona must have really jerked up a good one last night.
He was unbelievable.
Well, he can be unbelievable.
His sinker was just 95 and moving out of sight.
Yes, sir. When that young man is staying on top, that's some of the best stuff in Major League Baseball.
But Spavano didn't make too many mistakes. He gave up a home run to Laporta, gave up another run, and got out of a tough jam. But Carmona went the distance. And that's as well as he's probably thrown all year long.
The 2-0 pitch. Manny heading uphill. When he is swinging the bat the way Manny Ramirez can, he is almost dead level.
We'll look for a base hit here going down here.
Takes a strike. They even to count at 2.
That was a little cutter and had the entire plate.
Two balls, 2 strikes. There's a shot base hit. Nice piece of hitting right there. So Pauly will hold it third. Runners at the corners. Nobody out. Here comes AJ.
This time Davies trying to get in the same spot as the first time. Actually, it was pretty close, only this was a little higher. And he's taking it into right field, so a very promising start at the bottom of the 4th inning.
AJ 0 for 1 went out to left field. Takes a strike on the inside corner.
Last 21 games, too many people around baseball hotter than AJ.
Pops him up. So that's a big out. And that'll bring up KCA. Well, AJ hitting .412 the last 21 ball games coming into the night. With some big RBIs as evidenced by last evening.
Moves away the bat. And leave it up to Mark KCA. Still only 1 out.
Played with a guy in the minor leagues who did that. He popped up. Similar situation as this. Kicked the bat and broke his toe.
That's good.
Out in front. And Davies jumps on top, 0-1.
Kind of interesting because Kawahui at first base was asking if they wanted him behind Ramirez, who's taking not much of a lead. Got to figure if Davies is going to go to that cutter inside, KCA is going to pull it. And there is ample room in that hole on the right side. Kawahui does stay close to the bat.
Once again, the 0-2 pitch. And he just got a piece of that one. That's clouds starting to roll in. So we got to have a good at bat right here from KCA. And didn't get it. So 2 pop-ups. And that'll bring up Alexei, who got it out to his counterpart, Betancourt. Come on, Alexei, we need you, buddy. Softly hit, but into center field for a base hit. Now Manny's going to make the turn. So Pauly scores on the 2-out single by Alexei, and it's a 4-1 ball game.
Big hit by Ramirez drives in his 60th run. It was the first and third and nobody out. A 2-out base hit is most welcome. This is a fastball down and out over the plate, just barely gets by Betancourt. Manny Ramirez hustling on the play, easily coasts into third base.
So here's Beckham. Takes that fastball up high. Now Pena wants a little teat-a-teat.
Four hits, 3 this inning for Davies. Lifetime against the Sox has an ERA up over 5. It was unrealistic that he would hold us scoreless for a whole lot of time.
Watch out. Delayed call right there by Bellino.
We're not particularly enamored with that one. And he wants it away. Strike on Billy Barty.
Big pitch right here, the 1-1. Gordon scuffling since he got hit in the hand. Well, you get something wrong with your hand, hitter's perspective, it can be really tough to overcome.
I don't think you really want to see the ball inside if you have any hand problems at all. And I don't think he's 100%, but he realizes what's on the line and he's playing.
Good eye right there, 2-2.
Ball's off the outside corner. You saw Pena try to ease it back. Dan Bellino would have none of it.
Short lead by Alexei. So he strikes him out. We do get 1, and we trail it by 3. 0-1 the count to Butler, leading off here in the top of the 5th inning. 4-7-0 for them. 1-4-0 for us. Butler 0 for 2. He's popped to center and hit into a 6-4 fielder's choice. There's a little ground ball. Gordon's got it. And it's out number 1.
Neither of the right-handers have come close to a base hit tonight.
Kahui 2 for 2 with a run scored. Still a rain delay in Cleveland. They are hosting Minnesota. Change up downstairs.
It'd be a bad idea for a split doubleheader tomorrow in Cleveland. Start one game 10 in the morning and the other game 10 at night.
That's a great concept. Well, my buddy Joe West did that to us in Kansas City. That ball hit hard for another base hit. He was told 15 minutes prior to the start of the game that rain was coming and it was going to be a big one. He told the groundskeeper, he said, if it's not raining at game time, we're going to start the game. We started, we got in a half an inning, and then it got rained out. We had to play a doubleheader the next day, starting at 6 o'clock.
And Edwin Jackson warmed up in the bullpen, as you would expect to start a game, then threw 7 pitches, then was unavailable the next couple of nights, and he actually only threw 1 official game in 13 days.
So here's Betterman. Foul. Old Joe's a sly dog. Knows what he's doing.
It was an off-speed pitch. AJ did a nice job. I'm sure that one doesn't go to the backstop. Big-time insurance exec, Estep, on in Phoenix, Arizona.
One on, one out. 1-1 to count. Pulled the string on him, had him out in front.
AJ wants a slider. Let's see what Edwin throws.
If it's going to be hit hard, that's where it's going to go. Foul.
Yeah, that one was biting down and in, and any contact at all, it's impossible to keep that ball fair. Sometimes you hit it off your leg.
Only one guy that I've seen that could do it on a fairly consistent basis, and he was a right-handed hitter. I'm talking about the slider from the left-hander. That was Big Frank. The Big Hurts. Looked like he was playing cricket. Tops that one foul.
He was standing right on top of the plate.
When he hit the ball, he was. And the 1-2. Ball hammered off the glove. So now runners at first and third with 1 out. Well, they have hit some shots.
It's been the left-handers that have really done the job, and there's a bad break in that sequence, because if Beckham gets a little more of the glove on it, he might have a shot at Beckham. If he gets none of the glove on it, Kawahui's going to stay at second. But by getting part of the glove on it, Kawahui moves to third. Now you got runners at first and third, and Royals looking for some more.
Gordon has double scored and struck out.
9 hits given up by Edwin in 4 to third inning.
He did not go. And the count 2-0. Outfield spread out slightly to the left. That's cued foul. And while we have a moment, we'll send out a big hello with love to a great friend, Father Nick Petropolakis from Staten Island, New York, who flew in for my brother-in-law's funeral yesterday. He's a great man, Father Nick Petropolakis. The 2-1 pitch. That ball is hammered. They're just teeing off. And it's a 5-1 ball game.
Edwin's getting the ball down, not getting it low enough to neutralize these left-handers as Don Cooper is on the phone. Let's get that bullpen ready to go. There's 7 guys swinging the bat from the left side, and most of them has hit the ball hard. AJ wanted that ball inside. Jackson got it outside, and Gordon smoked it. RBI number 17 for Alex Gordon. Here comes Don Cooper on that long, slow walk to the mound to let Pena get loosened up and ready to go. This team's not going to do much for a while, but they've got a couple of terrific young left-hand hitters to go with some of the guys they have in the major leagues right now. A youngster by the name of Eric Hosmer, who's a first baseman, and Mike Moustakas, who was drafted as a shortstop but will play third in the major leagues. And both of them hit the ball very well, have power. Moustakas a little closer to the major leagues than Hosmer, but both of them have a chance to be pretty good.
So 1 in, 2 on, 1 out. And here's Pena, who's 1 for 2 with an RBI double. And that's into left field. 1. He's there, makes the catch. That's out number 2. And a reminder, you can enjoy a day here at beautiful U.S. Cellular Field with your family and friends because individual tickets for the White Sox 2010 season are still on sale right now. So for tickets, visit whitesox.com or call 866-SOX-GAME. Chris Getz 0 for 2 with a stolen base. And a run scored. Stoney, Kansas City can look for all offense they want.
They've got some pretty good pitchers coming.
Well, that's the whole key.
They've got a couple of guys, Hawk.
That's the whole key. If they don't come up with some pitching, I don't care how many good young hitters they get.
You got a kid named Mike Montgomery. He's got a chance to compete for the rotation next year, and a youngster by the name of John Lamb. As well as a few other guys that throw the ball pretty well. They've been drafting high for a long time.
Yes, they have.
A lot of young folks at the game tonight.
Well, they've got a terrific owner, David Glass. Just a terrific guy. And he wants to win very, very bad. He spent some money. They made some bad decisions. There's no question about that.
They haven't drafted particularly well for a while. However, their minor league system is starting to wake up. Dave Moore, with the advantage of being raised essentially as an executive in the Atlanta Brave organization, saw how they did it, and he's trying to replicate that in Kansas City.
And there's a base hit by Getz. They're going to hold the runners. One bobbled it momentarily, so that'll load him up. He was playing Getz perfectly.
Well, if it wasn't Bencourt, they might have taken a gamble that Juan Pierre, even if he caught the ball, couldn't throw him out. But it was Bencourt. The ball's hard hit. And when he was held up, it's before Juan bobbled the ball.
So here's Betancourt. Yuniesky has a sacrifice fly and a pop up to short. Team leader in home runs and RBIs.
He loves the first pitch.
He's a dangerous first ball fastball hitter, and he gets a little off speed spinner there. And the count 0-1.
Time to throw the slider.
That's the only count that'll get me over breaking ball is decent on. Is the first pitch. And that one is fouled away. Another one. The spinner. So the count 0-2. Of course, for you young pitchers out there, the worst count to throw a get me over breaking ball is 3-2.
We've seen a lot of those wind up in the outfield and beyond.
Way beyond. He gone. They pick up one. They strand three. We're halfway home. We trail it 5-1. And Chicagoland viewers, how would you like to win $5 footlongs from Subway? Will just be the 500th texter to text Subway to 97999. So go to WGNTV.com for complete info and rules. It's a 5-1 Kansas City lead. As there's first pitch strike to Juan Pierre, who was 0 for 2. A little soft comebacker to Davies, and maybe a little soft ground ball to first base. Inside 1-1. Tampa Bay just thumped Toronto 13-1 up at the Rogers Center. That's It's a souvenir left side.
What a year Jose Bautista is having for those Blue Jays. He just keeps hitting the ball out of the park. 46 home runs coming into today.
As Juan goes down, don't do that very often. That's the 4th strikeout for Davies. 1 out. That'll bring up Omar. And the final game of the series tomorrow to be announced for us against Sean O'Sullivan for them. And now we understand to be announced is also just a euphemism for Lucas Harrell.
Well, they give Freddie every opportunity to see if he can come back from that epidural and actually pitch. But that's not easy to come back from when he's left 2 starts with back problems. So they want to give him an opportunity for that to heal. And Lucas, in his 1 start here, threw the ball very well.
Picked up his first major league victory. And in that relief outing the other day, 2 arrows just burned him.
4 unearned runs, so he's thrown the ball about as well as you can throw it.
Hey, he can go out there for me. You know, I told you, I like Lucas. He's got to throw strike 1. As that breaking ball fouled back. And then we're going to have an off day on Monday, and then Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. A very anticipated series with the Minnesota Twins. Tuesday, Johnny Danks against Liriano. Wednesday, Gavin Floyd against Brian Dunsing. And Thursday, Mark Burley against Carl Pavano.
There are still seats available for that series. That will be in a series of critical games. The most important 3 games the Sox will play this year.
That is chopped foul. They are warming up now in Cleveland. Good. Well, from our standpoint, I would love to see them get rained out tonight.
They twin build them out, no doubt about it. And they just might before it's over.
Full count. And a high pop up. Cal Davis has been skating on thin ice.
He's gotten behind a whole lot of the hitters.
That's why he's been skating on thin ice.
And in the first inning, when we left 2, he was able to get out of that by striking out Manny Ramirez. Then he walked Mescal with 2 outs, got out of the 3rd. We left 1. Last inning, we scored a run, but left 2 as he got out of that inning.
And he falls behind 1-0 to Alex. Changeup. Gets it over. There's a generous call right there by Bellino. A 1-2-3 inning. We'll go to the 6th, trailing by 4. If you're just tuning in, it is not good. 5-1 Kansas City. They scored 1 in the first. They had 2 gift runs in the second we gave them. 1 in the third, 1 in the fifth. Our lone tally came in the fourth. As it's the top of the order here in the top of the sixth. Blanco, Meyer, and Butler. His next pitch will be number 90 for Edwin Jackson.
The bullpen's still up and going for the Sox.
Another shot. Alex, can he get there? No. Gets by him. So that's going to be the stand-up leadoff triple.
Blanco can really go get him. Alex made every effort on that sinking line drive, but came up just a little short. And Blanco was off to the races. He chokes up again. It's another slider that doesn't get down low enough. Alex actually dove over the ball.
Well, I said it his last start, and I'll say it again. I think that they're picking his pitches. The way they've been hanging out line drives.
Yep. Especially against the slider.
The last two, they're just looking like they know what's coming. There's the strike. Infield in. Meyer 1 for 3.
Well, it's 12 hits. All by the left-hand hitters. Ned Yost knew what he was doing tonight because he loaded this lineup with left-handers.
And there hadn't been any Duck Snorts with the exception of Bedeman's broken bat single in the first inning.
Oh, they've been hit hard. This is like death by 1,000 cuts. They don't hit the ball out of the ballpark. They just get the bat on the ball. They've been doing that consistently tonight.
Just over the head. And it's a 6-1 ball game.
You see an example of just exactly why hitters like to hit with the infield in. Because normally Alexei makes that play. He just doesn't. So that's going to be it for Edwin Jackson. Very disappointing night. RBI number 37. That fastball down just over the outstretched glove. And so an early night as Jackson exits. We'll step out and be back after these messages.
First pitch strike to Butler, who's 0 for 3. 6-13-0 for their guys, 1-4-0 for our guys. They're in game 2 of this 3-game set. Game 2 of this 10-day, 9-game homestand. road trip. 6 games, 3 in Oakland and 3 in Anaheim. Then we come home for our final homestand, 4 against Boston and 3 against Cleveland.
Here you're looking at the new skipper of these Royals, Ned Yost. Very good chance that he will be coming back after replacing Trey Hillman earlier this season.
Breaking ball, slider. And the count 1-2. Butler, last year, 301 hitter, 21 homers, and 93 knocked in. And he still has a lot of upside left. Pretty good lead. That's academic. You better hurry or he's gone. Well, he'll pull up.
5th wild pitch of the year. 2nd wild pitch of the night. Jackson had 1. That one just skids, hits the shin guard of AJ, and bounds away.
So nobody out. 2-2 the count. High pop up. Stay in here. Coming back while he's there. Makes the catch. And that's cut off by Alexi. And a reminder, every White Sox Friday home game is United Flyaway Friday. Each Friday home game, one lucky fan will have the chance to win 2 free round-trip tickets to anywhere in the continental United States that United Airlines flies. United proud to fly the White Sox. Sly Polk, Mike Corrigan, Bobby. Guys, do a great job. George Hofsummer, pilots. Here's Keela. Takes first pitch strike. He's 3 for 3.
Came in hitting 190. Looks like George Brett tonight.
He'll think about that.
Well, George was good. He couldn't go better than 3 for 3 though in 3 at bats.
My all-time favorite player to watch play, George Brett.
Played on some great Kansas City teams.
Oh. Dennis the Menace. Pretty good pitch, didn't get it.
To the changeup.
And the 2-1. Betterman on deck. Way out in front. Rope hook foul. So a full count. Kauhui. Right here, Tony. Let's get out of this inning and go get some lumber. And And another foul back.
Edwin Jackson, 5+ innings, 13 hits, a walk, 3 strikeouts, and 1 run still pending out at second base.
And there's the base on ball. So here's Betterman. 2 on, 1 out. Betterman 2 for 3. Had a broken bat RBI single in the first. And a single in the 5th. Pitch. 2-0. Pena falling behind. And it's 3-0. Just joining us, it has not been a pretty game. We gave him 2 runs in the second inning. There are no errors on the board of commission. And there's a back-to-back loss.
The last time Pena pitched was back on September 1st. This is September 11th. With 10 days in between performances, it's tough to keep your control. Eddie Garcia talking it over with Don Cooper. Don Cooper calling the bullpen. Don Cooper not calling the bullpen.
Sacks packed with Royals. And here's Alex Gordon, who's 2 for 3. He doubled and scored in the second, struck out in the third, had an RBI single last inning. And he takes strike 1. A little bit of a Bronx cheer comes up. And he jumps out on top of Gordon, 0-2.
Scott Linebrink sending the hill in the pen.
That's too high. Meyer at third. Tahui at second. Betterman at first.
Tony's trying to hit that outside corner with the changeup. That ball's off the corner.
And the 2-2. Nice block right there by AJ. Saves a run. Meanwhile, another full count.
That was a tough ball to handle because that one biting down and in. AJ wanted it away. He's able to come across and somehow stop it.
No place to put him. Hitter's delight. Blue plate special. And the payoff. He gone. 2 down.
Pena goes to the high fastball and throws it right by him.
So here's Brian Pena. 1 for 3, an RBI double. Takes first pitch strike. The thing about Dan Bellino tonight, he has been calling an inside strike, which is a good sign. And the count 0-2. Outfield fairly short, swung around to the left. Just pokes that one into the seats. He gone. Pena walks a couple, strikes out a couple, pitches out of it. Meanwhile, they pick up 1, and it is a 5-run Kansas City lead.
Take home the Powerball jackpot. Tonight's jackpot is worth $79 million.
Did you get your ticket?
I did, and in fact, I expanded my budget to get 3.
You know, you can go to hell for lying like you can for stealing.
It's true, I'm telling you. When I come in tomorrow with that new Kia that I brought, you'll know.
Professor Hill. All right, let's go, boys. We got plenty of time to get back in this thing.
Maybe Davies would have been somewhat stiffened up after a protracted 6th inning. That one took a long time for only 1 run.
Pauly has walked and doubled and scored our only tally. That was on a 2-out single by Alexei Ramirez.
There you look at the numbers so far. They've been pretty impressive. Maybe he's had a very easy 5th and then a very long wait before this 6th.
Takes it up. And the count 2-1. No score, bottom of the 2nd in Cleveland. Flips a little change up, gets a strike, and even the count at 2.
Changeup's been a good pitch for Davies tonight.
Stretch, stretch, stretch. Oh, nice play by Meyer. That's a hang whooping for Pauly. Beautiful catch by Mitch Meyer.
He hit that ball hard the opposite way as Meyer went all the way to the track. And just before the wall, he was able to make the catch. The fastball was off the plate, and Paul, in protection mode, gave it a long ride. It's not quite long enough.
So here's Manny. Manny is 1 for 2. Takes a curveball strike.
It's one of the few slow curveballs that Davies has thrown tonight.
Backs it up with a fastball upstairs. Bottom of the 3rd in Texas. Yankees leading the Wranglers 2-1. And that's the count here. 2 balls and a strike. High pop up. Calhoun makes the catch for out number 2. So 2 down to AJ. AJ's 0 for 2. They only have 4 hits. 6-13-0 for them. 1-4-0 for us. Lucas Harrell tomorrow afternoon in the finale. As we can get something going, it will be the rubber match. And that game will be over Comcast Sportsnet. That's down low.
Bullpen up and going for Kansas City. As Davies about ready to deliver pitch number 99.
And there's a sharp single. Blanco gets it back in.
Gilmet going in the pen. Not too long ago, they signed him to a 5-year, $55 million contract to anchor their staff. Hasn't quite worked out that way for him.
That's fouls it back. Got a good pitch to hit right there. And the count 0-1. No, the anchor of that staff and bellwether of that staff is the homegrown product. Last year, Cy Young Award.
Zach Greinke. This year is 8-12 in 29 starts.
2-1 the count. First and 30. Oh, hit him deep. Get on back there. Blanco makes the catch, and that'll retire the side. We are in the 7th inning, and we trail it by 5.
In an effort to beautify and restore the school, which serves residents of the Fuller Park and Canaryville neighborhoods, with 94% of the students coming from low-income households. A number of White Sox players and coaches were there. Carlos Torres, Jake Peavy, Van Viciado, Lucas Harrell, they all joined in.
Chris Getz takes first pitch strike. He's 1 for 3. Also has a stolen base and a run scored. 6-1 Royals. Backdoor spinner. And count very quickly, 0-2. That's a tough foul. Yes, now 14 stolen bases and 16 attempts. Last year to 25 of 27 for us. There's a little soft comebacker. And the lead man gone. Betancourt takes it low and away. He's 0 for 2. Picked up his 70th RBI with that sacrifice fly in the second inning when we gave him 2 gift runs, if you're just tuning in.
Billy Butler 0 for 4 and Betancourt 0 for 2. 2 right-handers in the lineup are the only guys who haven't done any damage except for that sacrifice fly back in the second.
That's a tough foul. Well, our guys have had some good pitches to hit tonight. Plenty of them, as a matter of fact. We just hadn't got it done.
Davies has pitched out of whatever difficulties he's gotten himself into. Giving up just a run on 5 hits.
2-2 the count. And another souvenir. Going back to last Tuesday, we've only scored 7 of the last 40 innings.
And they were gifts last night in the 8th. Unearned runs, but obviously turned around the ball game.
And that's foul back in the seats. And the 2-2. He gone. Took a little something off of that slider, had him out in front. Well, you change speeds on all your curveballs.
Yeah, I do.
He was just a curveball machine.
Well,
curveball
so
throwing machines, don't Tony Roy.
Yeah.
What was your range of speeds?
Well, the best one was 67. Then I would get up to occasionally 72, occasionally down to about 62. But 62 was that slow curveball to the left-hand hitter, usually on the first pitch to get the strike. Then if I didn't hit him with the fastball inside, because I never let him hit a fastball, wanted him to hit that curveball, I'd throw another curveball.
Well, you would have hit a lot more in today's game than you did back in those days, because back in those days guys didn't hit themselves as near as much as they is. Their line drive base hit by Blanco. That's his 3rd hit. He's 3 for 4 with a couple runs scored and 1 knocked in.
And a homer short of the cycle. The way he chokes up, not likely to get one, but he's hit 1 this year. Blanco is very testy in his game. Good leadoff man and good center field.
Here's Meyer. He's 2 for 4 with an RBI. The reason I asked you that question was that there are a lot of guys today, because you had to go to the plate. You hit.
Well, sure, in the National League I was there twice.
Yeah. So a lot of these guys today, they hadn't swung with the bat in years, since probably high school or college.
True.
And they don't know the difference, what it does to a hitter. If they take a little something off a slider or take a little something off a breaking ball, change speeds on the breaking stuff. They just don't understand how important that is. Comebacker off the end of the bat. And that'll do it. 7th inning stretch. Not good.
Ladies and gentlemen, at Major League ballparks across America today, the singing of God Bless America is performed in support of our country and our men and women stationed overseas. Ladies and gentlemen, please join Chicago's own and Season 6 American Idol contestant Gina Glockson for the singing of God Bless America.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with a light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans wide with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet.
night is done for Davies, who went 6 strong innings, giving up a run on 5 hits, and Gil Mesh comes into this one. Mesh 0-4 ERA over 6. His 4th appearance out of the bullpen. He's had 9 starts. Control has been a very big factor, and as you can see, the lack of it is the biggest factor.
Alexei Beckham then back to the top of the order with Juan Pierre here in the bottom of the 7th inning. 6-14-0 for them, 1-5-0 for us. Low ball 1. Alexei has grounded to short and then knocked in our only run back in the 4th inning with that 2-out single. There's a strike and the count evens at 1.
Mesh lifetime 2 games over 500 at 84 and 82.
Takes it right there. Somebody hit a 3-run homer for Atlanta as they beat St. Louis 6-3-12. Checks it up 2-2. Little flare. Kahui makes the catch, and that's out number 1.
This is Mesh's 4th year with Kansas City. He's got 1 more year left on that contract. Came over as a free agent out of the Seattle Mariner organization.
Want to know the count to Beckham. Gordon 0 for 2. He's grounded to short and struck out. Now field well around to the right, and they're short. One and 1 to count. And there's a base hit. Fisted out there into left field.
Looks like Mesh tried to take a little something off that slider and got it over the inner portion of the plate. That one didn't do much. It came up there like the cement mixer. Spinning. Gordon with his first hit of the night.
And here's one. He's due. He's 0 for 3. He's grounded back to the pitcher, grounded to first, and then struck out. Once again, a reminder, finale of the series tomorrow. Lucas Harrell for us, Sean O'Sullivan for them. Sullivan, the right-hander in that game, will be over Comcast Sportsnet. An off day on Monday, and Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Make your plans to be with us here at the ballpark. Minnesota Twins in that big series. Beckham with a decent lead. And the 1-2 pitch.
That's 2 strikeouts in a row for Juan Pierre, and you very rarely see that. He expanded his strike zone. Normally he fouls this one off. Not that time.
Here's Omar. He's 0 for 2 with the base on balls. And there's a little soft chopper. Nash comes in. Gives up a hit to Beckham. Strikes out Pierre. Nothing across. We'll go to the 8th. It is still 6-1 bad guy. Slider strike, first pitch to Billy Butler. Leading off here in the top of the 8th inning. Royals have 1 in the first, 2 gift runs in the second, 1 in the third, 1 in the fifth, 1 in the sixth. They lead it 6-1. Butler now 1 for 5. And on tonight's home improvement from Menards, the Royals' Billy Butler has improved his batting average in each of the last 3 seasons. Butler, 2008, hit .275, and coming into the night, he was hitting .310. So for all your home improvement needs, shop and save big money at Menards. Here's Kahui. 3 for 3 with a walk and a couple of runs scored. He just missed that one. He just missed hitting that one. 9 miles. Wow. He is a big, powerful left-handed hitter. 26 years old. And he's right at that time frame, Stone Pony. 26, 27, 28.
He's been 9 years in their organization, this being the 9th. Now he signed as a very young man. Question is, will he get the opportunity? Because the rest of it is pretty much there.
Here's Betterman. He had a broken bat RBI single in the first, single in the fifth. He walked in the sixth. Takes ball 1.
Here's the duck. Handsome duck.
One and 1 to count.
Well, that's interesting. I didn't know that that was a stat they kept. They kept every other stat. Butler has hit in 97 consecutive series. Kansas City record.
That ball hit deep. KCA giving chase. Can't get there. So that's going to be a double. And with one out, Ducks on the pond.
Third hit for Benjamin. A couple of singles, a walk, a double. This little slider hangs over the middle part of the plate. Benjamin decides that that one's going to stay in the park, so he best run. No chance for him to get the third anyway, with Butler already occupying the bag. 16 Royal hits.
Most of them have been hard.
All have stayed in the ballpark.
Very hard. Beckham halfway, Paulie halfway. Butler with not the real good speed, so you play in commensurate with the speed of the runner at third. With him, you can play back a little. Gordon. Close pitch, didn't get it. And the count goes in his favor, 2-1. He's doubled, scored a run, single, knocked in a run, and struck out twice. Ryan Pena, the on-deck hitter. Three balls and a strike. Pulled a string on him, had him out in front. Double him up. Back with a fastball, misses inside, so that will load him up. Third walk issued by Pena.
It's Pena to Pena.
Ryan has an RBI double. He's 1 for 4. And that is out of play, Souvenir left side. Bottom of the 8th at the Great American Ballpark. Pittsburgh still leading Cincinnati 4-3. But the Reds have a couple of guys on. And there's a base hit with the bases loaded. So they're going to hold a runner at third. Butler will score. And it's a 7-1 Kansas City lead.
Second RBI of the night, 14th for the year for Brian Pena. Takes it through the right side, and it appears that's going to be it for Tony Pena.
All right. Pena came on back in the 6th. Works 2 1/3. He departs, and we'll be back.
lead 7-1. Rounded out 17 hits. None have left the ballpark. But it shows you why they've been in the top 3 in hitting in the American League all year long.
Yeah, led the league for a long time. So here's Chris Getz. He's 1 for 4 in the 5th inning single. Outfield about equidistant, swung around to the left. First pitch strike. 26-year-old second baseman. Tags it up. And the count 1-1. That's called a strike. So Scott in command of the count of the ball and 2 strikes. He's out. Busted on the transfer. Meanwhile, a run scores, and it's 8-1.
Looked like it was going to be 2. The run batted in for Getz. His 18th of the year. Actually, a tailor-made 2. Until the transfer went awry.
So the inning stays alive. This is the second time in this game we have given them 4 outs. The first time they got 2 gift runs off of. As that's fouled back by Betancourt, who's 0 for 3 with a sacrifice fly. Things got started off in a bad way for us. They scored 1 in the first. Broken bat single by Betancourt. And then the 2 gift runs in the second. We were down 3-0. Added another one in the third. Another one in the 5th. Another one in the 6th. And 2 so far here in the 8th. The score came in the 4th. Two balls and a strike for the 28-year-old shortstop. High into center field. Alex is there. The 2 spot goes up on the board. We'll go to the bottom of the 8th. They lead big. inning, takes that pitch low and away from Gil Mesh. Relief to Kyle Davies. Alex 1 for 3. And a generous strike right there. The 1-1. Eight 17-0 for them. Wow. 1-6-0 for us.
And it's been an errorless game.
Of commission.
Yeah.
Not of omission. 3-1. Dodgers evidently scored 3 in the top of the ninth, still hitting as they lead Houston 6-3. And that's an old nice pick right there by Bettelman. And a nice pick at first.
Well, that's the second time that they've made a similar play, and Bettelman is not known for the great glove. Take another look at it. This one to his left. He dives. Alex is looking at it. Another flip a coin at first base.
Second pick by Kyle Huey. So here's Paulie. Paulie 1 for 2. Scored our only run. Takes that curveball high. Last time up, took Mitch Meyer back up against the fence with a deep drive. Top of the ninth in Cincinnati, still 4-3 Pittsburgh. Just tuning in, Cardinals were beaten 12 innings down in Atlanta 6-3. Gregory Infante. Three and 1 to count.
Mesh in his second inning of work. Davies went 6 innings, gave up a run on 5 hits, a couple of walks, and 5 strikeouts, and he is the pitcher of record, as is Edwin Jackson.
That ball hit deep, way back. He looks up. You can put it on the ball. Yeah. Number 34 for Paulie. He now has 99 RBIs. And it's an 8-2 ball game.
Drive of the game is the 8th home run this year given up by Mesh. Paulie gets us a run closer.
And here's Manny. He's 1 for 3. Takes the fastball right there. And of course, with that home run by Caneco, the Alex Nelius family will donate $100 to White Sox charities for every Sox home hit throughout the course of the season. There's number 159, so $15,900 donated by Alex Nelius in loving memory of Ursula. That's up high. Pittsburgh did not score in the top of the ninth. Breaking ball, yes, and the count 1-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. A.J. on deck. "34 homers, 99 knocked in for Paul. 2 for 3 tonight. His average up to about 318.
Just a great season for him.
As that's out number 2. Second strikeout for Manny. Second strikeout for Mesh. And here's A.J., who was 1 for 3. Ball. And a reminder, you can visit the official online shop of the White Sox. You can browse the largest selection of official gear, including the latest apparel, nostalgic memorabilia, and authentic classics for the whole family. So get your gear from the official source. Shop at whitesox.com. There's a hammered single into right. He just pickled that one. You never know, boys. As here's Kotsay. That's why you got 27 outs.
They do have big boy at the end. So get him off Mesh, or they bring Soria into the game.
Kotsay's due. Strike out, a pop up, and a line out. Takes it up high.
Still no score in Cleveland as they head into the top of the 5th inning.
And there's a chopper 3 hopper. And that'll do it. But the home run by Konerko. And we'll go to the 9th, trailing by 6.
You got it. On tonight's show, moving forward, the focus is on Paul Konerko, who is moving forward on the White Sox all-time RBI list. Paulie needs 2 more to pass Luke Appling and move into 2nd place behind the big hurt Frank Thomas. Paul Konerko, tonight's Toyota, moving forward. very happy to this point. Gregory Infante comes on. That's what he did in Double-A this year, 2-2. Fine ERA in 24 games. He was used as a closer on occasion.
It's the top of the order. Blanco, Meyer, and Butler. Blanco's had a big game. RBI double, a triple, run scored, and a single to go along with a walk, and another run scored. Want to know the count. And that strike, 1-1.
You don't find many guys that choke up more than Blanco. Seems to be up a good 4 inches on the bat. Tyler Flowers is taking over behind the plate.
And there's the strike. (8-2) Kansas City here in the top of the 9th inning. Here you go. One out. And a reminder, you can organize a group outing of 20 or more guests during the 2010 season. Purchase a block of tickets or enhance your outing with one of 6 great party areas. The more tickets you order, the more money you save. So call 312-674-1000 or visit whitesox.com. Myers 2 for 5. Hit hard, but just a hard strike to even the count at 1. Also, you can join our White Sox mobile group to receive exclusive offers and chances to win great prizes like autographed jerseys and baseballs. Just text SOX to Shy Sox. That's 244-769 to enter to win an autographed Mark Burley jersey. Mark Burley jersey. And there's a base hit. Standard text and data rates apply. Visit whitesox.com for details.
Joakim Soria throwing in the bullpen. He needs an inning of work. It's 18 base hits for the Royals this evening.
Oh, they can single and double you to death.
And they have tonight.
This will be the 6th at bat for Butler. He's 1 for 5. Takes that breaking ball low and away. And a slicing foul.
After the game, stay tuned for the 9 o'clock news with Bob Jordan and Jackie Bang. Jim Ramsey with the weather, and Rich King for all the sports highlights.
One out, 1-1 to count. Nerko playing behind Meyer. There's a chopper. Back him up. 27th double play hit into by Billy Butler, and that'll retire the side. So we'll go to the bottom of the 9th. We need 6 to tie.
Out to WGNTV.com right now. You can click on the WGN Sports Game Zone banner to connect all the game stats and information while you're watching at home. The WGN Sports Game Zone at WGNTV.com is brought to you by Columbia College of Missouri. On-campus and online classes fit your schedule and your budget.
Very good, Stone Pony.
Thank you. It's good to manage along with Ozzie in the 9th inning of an 8-2 game.
Alexei, Beckham, and Pierre. Watch out. All slashed into the seats. Alexei, 1 for 3 with a 2-out RBI single. Cincinnati has tied up Pittsburgh, still hitting in the bottom of the 9th with a couple of guys on. Cincinnati trying to stretch out their lead.
Would make it pretty tough on St. Louis, who already lost. That would be 7 games. Soria's had just a magnificent year once again. Doesn't get a chance to save too many, but when he does get a chance, he usually nails it down. 37 saves, a 1-2 record, a 1.71 ERA, and this is 59th appearance.
We saw Alejandro Diaz on deck. One and two the count. Extra innings in Cincinnati, tied at 4 with Pittsburgh. Close, didn't get it. Full count. Let's give him a finish. 26,389. Softly hit. Betancourt's got real good arm. Bad throw. That'll be his 16th error. More importantly, we have a base runner.
Betancourt makes errors on relatively routine plays. He makes very good plays that does things like that. But he opened the door last night. And we'll see if Diaza can do some damage to one of the league's premier closers.
Beckham, he's hitting for Beckham. Gordon was 1 for 3. As that's taken down low. Chopper, right side. Just looks at second, goes to first, gets the out. 1 down.
The fielder, number 1, Juan Pierre.
So here's one. He's 0 for 4 with a couple of strikeouts coming in his last 2 at bats.
Him, that's very surprising, seeing as he came in with more walks than strikeouts. Nick Blackburn has a no-hitter through 5. There is no score in Cleveland with the Twins.
Roscoe has only given up 4.
He's a guy that came over, one of the 4 that came over from Philadelphia in the Cliff Lee deal.
That's softly hit off the foot.
And now, Bellino doesn't know. Then he looks and gets the foul sign. Rob Drake.
Lexi at second. 1 out. Eight runs, 18 hits, 1 error for them. 2 runs, 8 hits, no errors for us. This has been a stinker tonight. You're just tuning in.
From the beginning.
They scored 1 in the first, broken back. And then we gave them 2 big runs in the second. Yep. Come on, Tribe. Need a little help. Only 20 games remaining after this one tonight. So we're going to get them in the last 22 games, and I'm in it. We're going to find a way to do it. That's out of play left side. In Minnesota's last 22 games, they had 12 on the road. In our last 22, we have 6 on the road. Bullpen has become an issue bigger than I thought. That's outside 2-2.
Well, the bullpen has started to come back.
They have started to come back.
Bobby Jenks is the one who's had some problems, but JJ puts his back, Thornton's back. Sale has been just unbelievable in the outings he's had. Sergio Santos is throwing the ball well again.
But still, the guy who anchors that bullpen is Bobby Jenks. Foul tipped. Staying alive.
One was taking a real quick glance into that glove of Peña's to see if he had gone down for the 3rd time. That ball trickled away.
If our bullpen does what I think they can do for the last 3 weeks, we got an excellent chance of coming back in this thing. That's into left center field. Blanco is there. And that is out number 2.
Here's our U.S. Cellular text question results. Should a contending team switch to a 4-man starting rotation in September? Yes, 74%. No, 26%. And that's it. So the answer is yes. Diane Viciato getting an opportunity to get an at-bat. Hitting for Vizquel.
Out of play right side. Once again, a reminder, make your plans to be with us here at the ballpark tomorrow. Finale of this series. Lucas Harrell for us, Sean O'Sullivan for them. If you can't make it to the ballpark, that game will be over Comcast Sportsnet. It's a 1:05 start. And that is out of play right side once again. So the count 0-2 with 2 down. Down to our last bullet. Breaking ball low and away, 1-2. About an upside for somebody. This young man here is huge. And chops that one foul. Get yourself a base hit right here, Tank. Took that pitch nicely, and 2-2. Alex Rios on deck.
Soria is the most unusual closer in that he's not overpowering. He does have very good control, and he generally uses 4 pitches. Most closers don't do that.
Another good eye, and the count goes full.
Alex Rios looking to see if Viciedo can keep it alive.
All full base hit right. And this ball game is over. So they even up the series at a game apiece. We won last night 4-3. They win tonight 8-2. And we'll be back.